Welcome again to YG's Cost Breakdown tool. In this video, intended for use by construction professionals, we will look at detailed tender pricing using YG's CBD. A simple retaining wall project will be used as an example. As we all know, tender pricing is a process which continually evolves until the last minute, whenever new information about the site or input costs are obtained and last-minute updates about possible competitors emerge. Hence, an automated system which accommodates changes efficiently is very handy. The example video is divided into two parts. The first section describes you how junior staff can transfer or organize the tender BOQ into YG's CBD to generate a preliminary tender price. The second part explains how top management of a company can focus and make decisions on the most important aspects of material procurement, breakdown assumptions, overhead costs as well as profit and risk margin. Part 1: Organizing the Tender. A quick review of the bill of quantities will reveal that most work items are available in the unit price list page of YG's CBD. However, one work item, namely stone masonry with concrete pipe weep hole, needs modification. Additionally, a totally new breakdown page must be put together for 160 mm PVC perforated pipe. We will see the required steps next. Instead of the usual practice of updating material costs at the beginning, let us directly go to the bid organizer page. Since we are planning to work on a new project, we have to clear the current set of works by clicking on the Erase All Data button. We now start registering the first title by right-clicking on the first cell, selecting Add or Edit Title and writing Excavation. When we hit the OK button, the program automatically jumps to the next cell. Now, we right-click on the active cell and select Add Work Item to display the selection dialog box. The left side box lists the available categories, thus we select earthworks, which is appropriate for our first three items. The right side box changes to reflect the work item category chosen and lists all items for which we already have detailed cost breakdown page. When we select excavation in ordinary soil, the program instantly registers the work item, imports its unit price and gets ready at the next cell. We continue in the same manner to register works until we finish all items in the subtitle, then we click on the Done button to exit work item entry and start registering the next set of works. Let us now quickly register BOQ items under concrete works in a similar way. But, after entering the next subtitle, Masonry Works, and try to add the subsequent work item, we observe that we don't have an exact match for stone masonry with pointing and also includes concrete pipe weep hole. Thus, we have to modify an existing breakdown with these simple steps. First, we need to go back to Unit Price List page. Then we locate stone masonry above natural ground level with pointing, which is a very similar work item, except it does not include weep hole pipes. After that, we open its detailed breakdown page by clicking on its name. Once on the breakdown page, we first edit the name box to reflect the weep holes. Then, we select the last empty cell on the materials column to add our concrete pipe. A dialog box pops up and prompts us to choose a material. We select a possible group to see if our material is available. Since 20 cm diameter concrete pipe is not listed, we click on the Add New Item to the Current Category button and register the material on the project's database. We provide the necessary data and click on the Register Material button. Now the material will be available in our list for selection and use in any breakdown sheet in the project. Thus we locate it on the list, click on Use Material button, and enter how much pipe we are going to need in 1 meter cube of masonry. For our illustration, let us use 1.5 pieces. The unit price calculation is complete. Next, we will see how to create a new cost breakdown page, fix the unit price for 160 mm PVC perforated pipe and include it in our unit price list. Since we know that 160 mm PVC pipe is a new type of material, let us first register it on the data input page. To do this, we right-click on any material and select the option to go to last item on the list. Then we write the category number, the material name, measurement unit and cost. We gave it a category number of 11 so that it will be listed with other sanitary materials. Then on the Unit Price List page, we go to the Unit Price Group Selector dialog box and choose a category for our new item. Let us select Sanitary Works for our illustration and click on a reserved space to go to a blank breakdown page. We proceed with naming the work item. Adding the 160 mm perforated PVC pipe from the Material Selector dialog box. Choosing Manpower from the Cell drop-down menu. As well as fixing output per day, and we are good to go. The new work item will be part of the unit price list. We will now go back to the bid organizer page to include our remaining 2 work items for which we have just prepared new unit prices. For stone masonry, we already have a subtitle, so we just add the work item. For the perforated pipe, we first write the title and then we add the work item. We then fill the quantities from the tender document BOQ and finish our preliminary tender price estimate. Part 2. Refining the tender price, top management's decisions. Now it is time to refine our preliminary estimate. The first thing to do will be to prepare a list of materials and sort them by cost. This helps us to identify the most influential materials so that top management of your firm can review and approve them. Thus, we first click on the Material List for Standard Items button. Then we click on Sort Material by Cost key. As discussed earlier, it can be seen that the top 3 materials account for about 77% of the material costs and need strict substantiation. For illustration purposes, let us revise cost of cement and reduce cost of concrete pipes. We will use the program's material cost calculator to update cost of cement for demonstration. Thus, let us go to Data Input page from the Inputs menu. Right-click on the cement cost and choose Use Calculator. Update Purchase Cost, deduct VAT, adjust other costs. And register. To quickly search the concrete pipe, let us right-click anywhere in the Material Name column, choose Find Material, and write what to search. When we find the material, we can directly edit the cost or use the calculator as an alternative input method. We can now go back to Bid Organizer page to see the effects of our changes. The other factor affecting the project cost is the appropriateness of cost breakdown assumptions. These assumptions are based on general practice and may not be suitable for important items of your particular project. Hence, we need to click on the Rearrange Work Items button and sort work items by cost to see which ones are most important. Here also, we can see that only 2 work items, namely stone masonry and concrete work, take the lion's share of the project. Thus we need to revisit their breakdown pages for any possible adjustments. Accordingly, we go back to the unit price list, click on the names and jump to the breakdown details. For illustration, we will see the assumptions for stone masonry with weep holes. Let us say a closer inspection of the drawings revealed that the concrete pipe requirement is about 1 piece per meter cube. Thus we corrected accordingly. Now, let us once more check the effects on our tender price. The last step is to refine overhead and profit assumptions which, up to now, has been tentatively fixed at 30% markup on direct costs. Now it is time to inspect this in detail and make the final adjustments to our tender price. We access the relevant page by clicking on the Refine Overhead and Profit button. We start by fixing a practical project completion time, since this has a direct impact on variable overheads like staff salary and vehicle rentals. Then we click on the Show All Details button to see the overhead components and make adjustments as necessary. In this example, we change the income tax amount by clicking on the Edit Formula button. Finally, we fix the profit amount at 10 million Ethiopian birr and submit our bid at a rounded rebate of 7%. Final remarks on reports. We can compile the tender report by clicking on the Go to Project Bid Summary button. And we can access the BOQ summary sheet by clicking on Summarize Work Items button on the Bid Organizer page. Full help file in text format is available with YG's Cost Breakdown Tool package. Thank you for your time.